Hi, I'm Nandi. I'm a licensed midwife, a trained doula, a mother of 3, and I'm based in Sweden. Welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to talk about how you can make your hospital birth a little bit more like a home birth. I was asked by one of my Instagram followers if I could give some tips about this. So I've compiled some of my best tips when it comes to this topic. And so if you're interested in making your hospital birth more like a home birth, keep on watching this video. So the first thing I would say, if you want to have a home birth, but for some reason can't have a home birth, maybe there are no home birth midwives in your area, maybe you can't afford a home birth, or maybe you have some medical issues so you don't qualify for home birth, you might want to make your hospital setting as home-like as possible. The reason for this could be that you feel more safe in your home setting than you feel in a hospital setting. So my tips are all about bringing things that make you feel comfortable and safe, and make the hospital less hospitally, if that makes sense. So my first tip would be sit down and think about what is important for you. The tips that I'm going to share in this video, all of them might not be something that appeals to you, but these are just like little ideas that you could maybe use. But think about what are things that would make you feel safe, feel comfortable in a foreign setting. So is it something personal to you? Is it an item? Is it a scent? Is it what makes home home? Of course, you can't bring like your couch and your bed and everything, but like which small things when you're at home do you reach for when you feel maybe anxious or tired or like need a pick-me-up? I would look at those things first and maybe write them down, maybe talk to your birth companion or if you have a partner to see if they have any ideas on things that you could bring with you to the hospital. I would say any item that you feel will make the hospital room feel more like home is a good idea to bring. There are, of course, things in the room that you cannot remove per se, but you could always ask the hospital staff, is it okay if I move this, or can we place this somewhere else? Or I would prefer this not to be in the room. If there's something that you feel that makes you uncomfortable or feel stressed out seeing it, see if there's a way to maybe remove it or put it in a way where you don't see it per se. The first thing I would say is bring music. So bring a speaker, Bluetooth speaker, or some kind of speaker that you can connect your device to, and make a playlist. Maybe you make a playlist on Spotify. There are really good like hypnobirthing playlists. There are meditation playlists, or you can just make a playlist, whatever kind of music that makes you feel happy and safe, or maybe you want something really relaxing, or maybe the sound of waves from the ocean really relaxes you, or maybe you have an affirmation track that you want to listen to. So bring something that you can play the music or the audio in the room. I feel on a personal note when I step into a birthing room and there's music playing, so the couple or the birthing person and their birth companion have chosen music, that when I step into that room, it automatically feels more like I'm stepping into their space. Whereas when there's no music or when it's really quiet, the feeling in the room is completely different. So if you feel like music is important to you, use it. It's really, really nice as well as to for the staff who is at work, maybe they're having a busy day, to come in and maybe be greeted by this like soothing, calming music. It decreases the stress for everybody. Maybe you prepared some affirmations during your pregnancy. Maybe you're doing hypnobirthing, so you'll have some affirmations. Maybe you want the audio just playing, or maybe you actually want to print them out and have them visible. Then you can put them in places in the hospital room where you see them. So you can frame them, you can bring tape, you can place them wherever you feel they're not in the way, but that you can also see them. This again, if the staff sees them, they can also use these affirmations to support you. So if, for an example, you have the affirmation that each surge brings my baby closer and closer to me, then they can say that to you when they feel like you are starting to feel like you're giving up a little bit, or starting to feel that the pain is taking over. These are also good reminders, not only for the staff, but of course for your birth companion or your doula, whoever you have chosen to bring with you. They can also be reminded actually that those affirmations are there, not just for you as the birthing person. So bring whatever, print out, or if you have handwritten or you've painted something. They're also like on Etsy, you can buy affirmation cards. Sometimes there are doulas that sell them. Just look around and see what speaks to you and bring that with you. So a little bit in line with affirmations, a little bit is pictures or images. So if you have something, you have maybe your favorite spot in nature, or a person that can't be there that you wish was there, like your mother or your dog or whatever it may be, that brings you calm and joy, bring that picture with you. You could frame it and put it on wherever, like a table or somewhere, or have it maybe as a small printed out version that you can hold. Whatever that makes it easier for you to have that image with you. It can serve as a reminder, even if you might be able to visualize it, to just be like, okay, when you're getting into like maybe you're feeling stressed, or maybe you just come to the hospital and feeling uncomfortable, maybe your mind can then see this image, or your eyes can see the image, and you'll associate this place where you are to that place that you really enjoy, if that makes sense. Or if the person or the dog or the cat or whatever animal it can't be there because you're in the hospital, that can also be a really, really good image to bring with you, if that gives you joy and calm and comfort. Something that has become more and more common over the last couple of years, I'd say, to see in the birthing room at the hospital are any kind of electric lights. So fairy lights, they had that star, I don't know what it's called, where it makes the light on the ceiling, or the little electric lights, whatever that makes the hospital light less intense. So you can actually switch off the light and place little more of a calming, soothing, warm lights in the room. Oxytocin is like a shy hormone, they say, so it works better when there's not a lot of light and you dim the lights or in darkness. Just keep in mind that you can't bring candles because of the oxygen in the hospital, but you can bring electric candles and electric lights, either battery powered or plug-in. But I would say, to be safe, bring battery powered because you don't know how close the plugs are. So that's a really good and easy way to like make the room feel a little less hospital-y. Even though you can't bring fire because of the oxygen, so no candles, you can also use scent. So maybe you can't bring a scented candle, or you can bring it but you can't light it. You can bring incense but you can't light them. So I would say bring a diffuser or something where you have put the scent on that you can sniff. This can also be if you have like a scent that you use at home for relaxation, or maybe you have used the scent during your meditation earlier, or during pregnancy, or if you're doing hypnobirthing, maybe using a scent in combination with listening to affirmations. Bring that scent with you. You can just use a plug-in diffuser and place it somewhere in the room. It makes a whole room feel quite different when you step in and there's actually a scent there for the staff. But I'm obviously mostly thinking about you giving birth, that your mind will associate that scent with something calming. Something that you also can use is, I don't have them on now, but I have a bracelet which is actually rose quartz and Palo Santo. And when I like move my hand, sometimes I will smell the Palo Santo. So if you have something like that too, you could have a bracelet or potentially a necklace, or like I said, something that you can put the scent on. That you can have close to your face. It doesn't even have to be on your face all the time. That could actually be really good for you to associate that scent to relaxation. Another thing that is quite similar to scent is like a pillow or a blanket. Sometimes we have a pillow that smells a certain way, or maybe we put lavender essential oil on our pillow, or you have a blanket that is maybe your child's blanket and smells like your child, or your partner, or a shirt of your partner's, or whatever that has a scent that you really like and that like calms you, makes you feel safe. That can be something to bring as well. Of course, the hospital has pillows and blankets, but bring it more as a comfort item than like a practical item. So of course you can bring a pillow to sleep on, just to sleep on it because it's your pillow. But I'm thinking, think of the bigger picture, like what does that pillow mean to you? I wouldn't say bring the biggest duvet covered blanket, but maybe you have a throw blanket that is not so big that you can bring, that you can use around you. And kind of in line with that is clothes. You don't have to wear the hospital clothes just because you're in the hospital. It might be practical because, yes, during birth, sometimes there's amniotic fluid, there might be blood that gets on the clothes, and it can be really nice to be able to change your clothes. But that doesn't mean that you have to wear the hospital clothes. You can bring your own clothes and have just extra clothes that are easy to change if needed. Maybe you have this image of something specific that you want to wear when you're giving birth, something that makes you really feel comfortable or safe. Or maybe you have, I want to say dressing gown, but what is it called? Maybe a robe. maybe you have a robe that you really like or feel comfortable with and that you use at home a lot. Bring that. Maybe that's not what you're going to wear when you're giving birth because that might be heavy and warm, but just bring it so you have it. If you take a shower or just in the hospital, it might be really nice. You can also bring like comfy socks. I always say, like, if you bring a shirt, think about also having something that you can unbutton or easily access in the front if you're going to breastfeed for afterwards. But during birth, you can, wear whatever you feel comfortable with. It might be a sports bra of some sort, or loose shirt or nothing at all, or whatever makes you feel comfortable is what I'm saying. You don't have to be in the hospital clothes to give birth. There's no rule that says that like you have to. Another thing that I feel like a lot of people don't think about is food. Food and drink. A lot of people think about food and drink in terms of what do you want to eat during labor and what do you want to drink during labor. But you can also prepare something special that you want to eat after the baby is born. So in hospital, you will get like at least the hospitals I have seen or heard in Sweden is like you'll get a sandwich and something warm or cold to drink after the birth. But you might want to, like, I don't know, bring cheese plate, or I don't think you can bring alcohol, but you could get a non-alcoholic bottle of wine or some kind of bubbly, something that makes you feel like celebrated. Or maybe you have a dish like that your mom always used to cook you when you're feeling kind of down. Maybe your mom actually wants to make you a meal that you could freeze and bring with you, and then bring with you to the hospital. The hospitals will have space for you to keep things cold. How much space varies, of course, but I'm thinking like a couple of meals should be fine. So think about like what kind of comfort food do you have that is not like, oh, I'm just going to bring a piece of chocolate and a sports drink, like more of like a luxury kind of something that you're looking forward to eating. That you can eat after the baby is born as a little celebration, maybe. So those were my little tips on how you can make the hospital birth a little bit more home-like. Of course, what makes home is so individual for everybody. But if you have any tips that I didn't include, or something that you think is like, this is what made my hospital birth feel more like home, leave me a comment below. I'd love to hear more ideas on this. I'd love to see more people bring home to the birthing room and feel more comfortable and make the birthing room, the hospital room, their space. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please subscribe to my channel and give it a like. Also, don't forget to watch my other videos. And if you have any comments, please leave them below. Otherwise, I'll see you in my next video. Hejdå!